Are you a lawyer who's just tired of trading time for money? Well, in this explainer, we are going to break down how to escape that classic billable hour trap and start turning your legal services into products that can scale and be profitable.
All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at the problem itself, the billable hour trap. Then, we'll talk about the mindset shift you need to make, moving from service to product. After that, we'll get into the practical stuff, a roadmap for creating offers, how to build something called a value ladder, and finally, how to set up tiered pricing that your clients will actually love.
You know, everything we're about to talk about really comes down to this one simple question. Are you selling your time or are you selling solutions? The answer to that question can literally change everything about how you run your practice.
Okay, let's dive into the core challenge, what the source material calls the small business dilemma. It's this vicious cycle that so many law firms get stuck in, and it really puts a cap on their growth and their impact.
Do any of these sound familiar? You know, the constant grind of marketing, trying to figure out who to even target, the feast or famine roller coaster of getting clients. Look, if this hits home, you're not alone. These aren't personal failings, they're symptoms of a business model that's fundamentally broken.
This slide just lays it out so clearly. On the one hand, you've got the old way, the trap, selling hours for money, which always leads to burnout and a total lack of predictable income. But on the other hand, you have the solution, packaging your expertise into solutions. This creates predictable revenue and, believe it or not, a system that actually attracts clients to you. And for your clients, it means they get clarity and a fixed price. It's a huge win-win.
So, how in the world do you make that jump from the old way to the new way? Well, it all kicks off with a really fundamental shift in your mindset. Let's dig into what that actually looks like.
This quote right here really gets to the heart of it. Your legal expertise, it's this incredibly valuable asset, and it's an asset that can be packaged into real, tangible products, not just sold off in 6-minute chunks.
So, what do we mean when we say a productized legal service? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a solution that has a very clear scope, a fixed price, and a predictable outcome. So think about something like a DUI defense package or a one-day immigration filing service. It's an offer that a client can immediately understand, see the value in, and just say yes to. All right, ready to make that leap from just being a service provider to becoming a solution seller? The great news is you don't have to figure this out from scratch. There's actually a proven roadmap that can guide you. This is called the DTHT roadmap, and it basically lays out the entire journey. It takes you through 3 phases: setup, which is your foundation, build, where you create your systems, and drive, where you really focus on growth. It's a step-by-step guide to take your firm from feeling like you're struggling to actually thriving. Now, while every single stage here is crucial, the real engine for growth, the thing that's going to move the needle, is stage 4, offers. Crafting these compelling, productized offers is the fuel that will just propel your firm forward, and that's exactly what we're focusing on today. Okay. So you're on board with creating compelling offers. But where do you even begin? Well, the answer lies in this really powerful marketing concept called the value ladder. The very first rung on this ladder is something called a lead magnet. This is basically something valuable that you give away for free or for a very low cost. Think an ebook, a checklist, maybe a template. Its only job is to attract your ideal client by solving a small, specific problem for them. It's how you earn their trust and get their attention. And this visual just brings the whole idea of the value ladder to life, right? You start at the bottom with a free lead magnet, then you move up to a low-cost introductory offer, then to your core service, and right at the top is your premium signature solution. It's a system for guiding clients up to your most valuable offerings.
So once you have a client on your value ladder, it is time to present them with your core offers. And honestly, the best way to do that is with a tiered pricing structure that makes it super easy for them to say yes.
Now, tiered pricing isn't about just offering a cheap option. It's about giving your clients clarity and choice. When you segment your services, you create a clear path for every type of client, no matter their budget or their needs. You're empowering them to choose the exact level of value they're looking for.
So here's a really classic way to structure this. You can use simple branding like bronze, silver, and gold. Your bronze tier might cover just the essentials. The silver tier includes everything in bronze, but adds some strategic guidance. And then the gold tier is for that all-inclusive premium partnership. See how each step up provides a ton more value?
And hey, you're not stuck with bronze, silver, and gold. You can get creative with your branding so it really clicks with your target market. Think about names like Team, VIP, or Elite. You could even segment your tiers by client type, like private sector, corporate sector, and public sector.
So, what's the ultimate payoff for doing all of this? It's a complete transformation of your practice. I'm talking about going from a sporadic trickle of clients to literally having a waiting list for your key services. That's what happens when you have control, predictability, and true scalability.
As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Just think about it for a second. What is the one service that you already provide that you could transform into your very first signature solution? If you can find that, you've found the starting point for building a law firm that's way more profitable, predictable, and scalable.